Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading, and today is August 13th, 2025, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the Nasdaq trades to new all-time record highs, and that was green-lighted really by the very good CPI number we got yesterday. But first, looking at today's major economic events, nothing scheduled, but we do have corporate earnings for it. Megaweight, Cisco Systems today. Now looking at the market, starting out with the Forex symbols, the euro spikes higher after this big number yesterday. And looking at the indices, yes, the Nasdaq made new highs and the Dow Jones did gain nicely as well. Now looking at commodities, we saw oil actually continue to slide while gold got a bit of a bounce. Now looking at the stocks, Meta made new all-time record highs in this rally yesterday, and the other stocks follow suit. Mostly gains across the board. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin unchanged and on its highs. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So this is the beginning of the move. We're looking at the Euro USD, and you see that the bounce happened above its 200-day moving average. Now I'd like to see at this stage is a crossover with that 8-day over the 30-day moving average, and that's a solidified buy on the upside. And we may still see that if there's a green light from the Fed to lower interest rates moving forward. Now looking at the GBP USD, same story, did gain nicely. Now the GBP is weaker versus the dollar, then the euro is weaker than the dollar, so that's always important to keep note when you're trading these two versus the dollar. Now jumping into commodities, all right, gold gets a little bit of a bounce here. Again, nothing big to write home about, really consolidating closer to this bottom range. And if we look at crude oil, continues to slide to 63.15. Not big slide, but it continues to slide nonetheless. Now jumping into the US markets, all the action is here. 23,884. We're on our dead highs when it comes to the Nasdaq, as that has just plowed to new all-time record highs. And if we look at the Dow Jones, yes, it did gain yesterday, not back to its all-time record highs, but it did gain. So keep in mind that this is still very strong, and we may see a rotation, right? It starts usually with the tech stocks and then finally kind of trickles down to the old school stocks that are located on the Dow Jones. Now let's take a look. Meta moving to all-time record highs yesterday, as that really showed some tremendous strength. It still calls it Facebook here at the bottom. That's why it took me some time. 789. 789. I cannot believe this. I'm still pinching myself because this was a $72. This thing went tenfold in 3 years. Tenfold. You would have been put in $1,000, you would have had 10,000. 10,000, you would have had 100,000. 100,000, you would have 10 million. That is unbelievable. Really super, super unbelievable that this has just exploded over the past years. Now, looking at the other stocks, Microsoft did push higher back to its highs here. Not its all-time record highs, but back to its highs, range highs, as that has making a comeback. Okay, we filled in the gap, and this was to be expected. Okay, if we look at some of the others, Apple showed some strength, continued strength on the upside as it spiked the previous day and then holding on to it. Okay, that's continuation. That's really nice to see. And if we look at Amazon, unchanged here. Okay, from day to day, JP Morgan did gain just a little bit, which is a big tech. It's not a big tech stock. It's a big board stock, which means it's on the Dow Jones. So yes, there was gains on the Dow Jones, but not to new all-time record highs. Now lastly, let's take a look at Cisco, because Cisco has been on its highs and just tapered off, but it is expected to have its quarterly earning reports later today. So that's super important as that still unfolds its situation there. And lastly, let's take a look at Bitcoin, as there we are consolidating towards the upper range, okay, as we may still make out a breakout still. So keep that in mind, as this still has some room to go. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.
My advice, this is the best time to trade.